are now in harm's way. You have become the hunted. You have become the prey.
Good morning, YouTube. Hope you all had a fantastic night, or day, or evening. We don't discriminate on your time zones. This video is going to cover 5 reasons that you should pay attention to your surroundings. Alright, we're going to do this kind of like in the traditional style of from number 5 to number 1. So, bear with us. This is our first video, and this can only get better. It's not like we're going to get worse, yeah, right? Alright, so for reason number 5, you gotta watch out for them danger noodles. Alright, now if you don't know what I mean by danger noodles, I mean the snakes. Watch out for them snakes, guys. They don't just come in animal form or mammal, amphibian. They don't just come in the little noodle of danger, okay? They come in people too. So, you know, people can be really dangerous, as I'm sure most of you know that. If not, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but yeah, people are not your friend. Not all of them anyway. Anyway, so guys, you gotta watch out for the snakes. They're not always bad, but they're not always good either. So you gotta pay attention to that. You gotta be aware of, you know, who you're letting in your life and stuff. Because some people have their own hidden agenda, and actually everybody has their own hidden agenda. Be that good or bad, everybody's got a reason for keeping you in their life or keeping you around or whatever. So, gotta watch out for them people, guys. If you feel like you're being used, you probably are. Anywho, so going on to number 4. Number 4 is pretty simple, okay? You're going to want to pay attention to where you're walking, you know, just so you don't, like, run into a street sign or something. I've seen it happen. I laughed a lot, but they look like it hurt pretty good. So, guys, I'm looking at you Pokemon Go players. Stop it. Stop running into street signs, alright? I've also heard on the news of you all walking off of cliffs and falling into manholes. Don't do that. Pay attention to where you're going. Your phone will be there when you stop. Except if you walk off a cliff or fall down a manhole, you may not be able to use your phone on the other end, okay? Your phone is not that important. It's like texting and driving. Don't do it. Cool. So now that we covered that, we're going to number 3. Guys, number 3. If you enjoy hiking or being outside at least as much as I do, or you don't even have to be outside for this one. I've gotten lost in buildings before. You just pay attention to how you got to where you were, or where you are, or where you want to go. You just have to pay attention to how you're getting around, alright?
Oh, I don't know where I am. I wasn't paying attention at the last turn. And now I don't know how to get back. Take us home, girl. Take us home.
Now, if you're paying attention to getting around, like, you know, from point A to point B, chances are you're going to start picking up on things. Like, building up from paying attention to where you're going and how you got there is like a really big thing in situational awareness. It's actually something that helps me every day at work. Paying attention to how I got there and what was there when I was there. So, guys, pay attention to where you're going. Don't get lost. Being lost is not fun. Alright? This way, you can save the poor 911 dispatcher or your parents from going, yeah, I'm lost again, and can you do that thing with my phone? Yeah, I'm scared. Help me? Yeah, don't do that. Don't be that person. So yeah. Moving on to number 4. Guys, pay attention to what's around you is like Such a good thing to do. Because you don't know. You could walk into a bad situation. You could walk into a bank robbery. You could walk into a gas station robbery. Some dude just might like the way you look, and if you're not paying attention to your surroundings and what's around you, you may miss that. So guys, pay attention to your surroundings so you don't walk into a bad situation. I cannot tell you how many people I know that have done that. It's a lot. Guys, number one is pretty common sense. Number one, the reason you want to pay attention to what's around you is for your own safety, okay? You know when your mom told you to pay attention while crossing the street when you were a kid, and you did because she told you what would happen? Or at least mine did. Yeah. That applies here too. Pay attention to what you're getting yourself into, alright? If it looks unsafe, it probably is. Pay attention to that little voice in your head that's screaming, "Help me," because generally speaking, it's not wrong. Alrighty guys, so to go along with this video, I'm going to share a story with you. This is kind of an amusing story, or at least it was for me, because I was there. So, to go along with the points of this story, or the points of the video that I've already addressed, I'll leave it up to you guys to figure out where these points are. And if you want to drop them in the comments below, like after you've seen this, to see where the different points are, sweet, do it. I want to see how many of you guys actually know what I'm talking about. So, I was at work one day. It was approximately 2 a.m. I had been flagged down in a rather unique way. A guy had literally pulled his truck into a median that was... There's 2 lanes on one side, 2 lanes on the other, and there's a break in the median to make U-turns if you have to. So, this guy had pulled his truck in there, and he had gotten out and started approaching me as I was driving by. I found this a little weird, so I only cracked my window a little bit. There's personal safety issues with opening your window all the way. I don't know what this guy has or whatever. This is an 80-year-old man. I kind of began to relax just a little bit because I don't really know why an 80-year-old man wants to come up and chat with me at all. There was a few minutes there where we were talking. He was asking me for directions to somewhere that wanted to be like 3 miles away. Or closer. It's probably closer. I'm bad with distance. So as this guy is asking me these directions, I suggested just call. If they expect you to be showing up, they should be awake, and you should just be able to call them and ask them where they are. So he decided that was a good idea, and as we were concluding our little chat, in the middle of the road still, because I could not pull over because he wouldn't let me. As we were concluding our chat, the distinctive sound of the truck jumping into reverse occurred, and I looked up, and he really isn't doing much, so I don't think he caught it. But his truck is moving backwards. And his truck is moving backwards toward me, more specifically. So I say, excuse me, sir, your truck is moving backwards. And he turns around, oh no, and does like this awkward old man hobble run thing to get to his truck. Which is alright, because I don't want his truck to hit me, and I don't want his truck to hit anything else. So this guy grabs his door handle and opens the door. And about that time, you see a passenger jump from the passenger seat to the driver's seat, probably just smashing whatever pedal their foot hit first, which, let me tell you guys, it was not the brake. And basically just ran their husband over, because the lady, it was confirmed to be his wife later on, but that lady was crazy. So I swear the truck went over him. So as the truck is backing up now, it is going faster than it normally would have. I slammed my patrol car into reverse, and I essentially just get out of there because I don't want my car getting hit. Explaining that to my company would have been very hard. But needless to say, I did stay in the area. I backed my car up to a safe distance. I activated my emergency lights, which are, for me, are orange, because that's a safe color in my state. So, I get out of my car, I go running up to the old guy who is laying down, and he's moaning and groaning in pain. I can see there's blood on the pavement. I can see there's a head wound right here on his head. I'm just kind of on the backside. And I'm telling the guy, sir, you need to stay put. Don't try to get up. Don't move more than you have to. We'd prefer that you just lay there completely still. And that's something that you should really tell everybody that has fallen and gotten a head injury from it, because you can get a concussion and you can be very disoriented at that point. So it's best that they don't stand up or anything, because then they might fall again. This truck, however, crosses over the median, like drives completely over the thing, and now has wound up in oncoming traffic. The lady gets out of said truck, and as I'm standing there, I'm talking to the guy, and I'm calling the 911 hotline. And I'm telling them what I need, I'm telling them what happened, and this lady just starts yelling at this guy. Like, you listen to this guy, he probably knows what he's doing. I was shocked, guys. Like, I hadn't dealt with that before. So what I tried to do was a very common thing when people are freaked out. I tried to give the lady a job. I was like, all right, lady, can I get you to go stand with the truck? So when the police and the fire and the EMS, they all get here, so they know whose truck that is. She's like, oh yeah, okay. So she walks over to the truck, only to turn around and come back and start yelling at the guy again. I'm like, okay, well, I tried. So she's yelling at the guy, and I'm trying to be calm, because you don't want to freak people out in this kind of a situation. I'm like, all right, sir, help is on the way. I've called them. And about this time, you could hear the sirens in the distance. So when the police arrive, they block the road more than I did. They also got the guy's truck out of the road, out of oncoming traffic, because the lady refused to drive it at that point. EMS showed up. They actually had to move my patrol car out of the way to get their ambulance in, which is fine. I left it running and the keys were in it on purpose. And I confirmed it because I just happened to know one of the EMTs that showed up to the location. I confirmed it later on that day. The guy was completely fine. He just had that minor head wound. He didn't have concussion or anything like that. So it turned out to be a good story, and it turned out to be nothing too serious. So guys, I'm gonna leave this video here as it lies. But I do look forward to your interactions in the comments to tell me what part was one of the 5 reasons to be aware of your surroundings. And this is probably one of the better stories I could think of to tell you guys about being aware of your surroundings, because there were so many things that could have happened if nobody was aware of their surrounding at all. Like, if I hadn't been there and it had been somebody else, who knows what would have happened. There probably would have been a vehicle collision. Maybe the guy would have gotten pinned between the two vehicles. It's really hard telling. So, like this video, comment, subscribe, do all the standard YouTube stuff. I do really want to hear your guys' input in our comment section though.